Welcome into our next leg in our race around the world here at Pit Stop Palace, part of the Reality Realm Network. My name is Kevin Oliver, and I'm struggling a little bit, evidently.
And my name is iPad number 7. My name is Bruce Heller, actually.
Hang on. Open up the episode. I heard the phone ring. Turn it.
Okay, well, Kevin's leaving his post. So, what we've got is episode 2 of Amazing Race Season 1. I see him running across the doorframe in the background. That's fun. And now the iPad is resuming. Anyway, this was a fun episode. We went from Africa, like Songway Village, to Johannesburg, I think, all the way to France. So we did some traveling this episode, and Kevin's back now.
I am. What did you say?
I started talking. I said we had episode 2 of season 1. Then I said, "Oh, I see him running across the door frame," and now the iPad is refocusing away from the door. And then I said we traveled from like Songway Village to Johannesburg all the way to France.
Yes. Episode 2, titled Divide and Conquer. And depending on, I asked ChatGPT because I missed if anybody quoted that. And I got two answers that were very conflicting. So there's a chance that somebody answered this or quoted this, and there's a chance it didn't, and I'll explain afterwards. If somebody quoted this, who do you think it was?
What was the quote again?
Divide and conquer.
That's clearly Paul.
No, it was actually Guido's, and it was in reference to when they decided to split from their alliance.
Oh, yeah.
But ChatGPT gave me two viable answers, and one of them was that, and the other one was in season one, the titles were not quotes like they are in later seasons, but rather more abstract thoughts. So I don't know how it can be both, but I got both of those answers. Do you
Shout
have any quotes from this episode?
Yeah, I don't have a ton, honestly.
Do you have any?
Yeah, I have. Is that an impala? No, that's a goat. Not super similar looking animals. And another Kevin and Drew quote: "You think you're whatchamacallit from Wild Kingdom, jackass?" And the guy from Wild Kingdom, his name is Marlon Perkins. It's an old show. You might not know it. He used to be the director at the St. Louis Zoo,
I
though.
don't know it.
I haven't seen it. I just know about it from my trips to the zoo.
Yeah, you're obsessed with the zoo.
I love it.
Okay, I had quotes. When we win the money, he has to marry me. That was Karen.
Yeah.
Which by the end of this episode, I don't know if she wants that to be true. Um, the competitive side of me makes me dream of beating people. That was Kim. Is there a chicken museum?
Mhm.
Does that count for anything? Amy. We have just book one from here to New York. How about that? That was Paul to Amy. Also, Paul to Amy, punch her in the mouth. And Amy saying, push her off a cliff without a rope. Those were in reference to Kim and Leslie. Lenny, say something, says Karen, and Lenny's response is, I'm on your ass. We have Kevin saying, I'm an idiot. Not this Kevin,
But you are.
the other Kevin. We have Amy calling Leslie and Kim, one of them, or calling, I think it was Leslie she was referring to, you're a fat bitch.
Wow.
Um, if you ain't happy and we aren't going to win $1 million, let's just go home. That was Paul. Um,
Shut up.
Leslie, our stupidity is getting better. Yesterday we were lost for 3 hours. Today it was only 2 hours and 15 minutes.
That is improvement.
And yes, and my last quote came from Mr. Phil at the finish line, Matt. He said, "You both came in last place and you're both eliminated." Was there some kind of confusion that only one of them could be eliminated or only one of them could come in last place? I'm confused as
That
to
would
why he made that so defined.
that would
You're
be such
both
a great
eliminated.
twist
You're
for a
both last.
that would be such a great twist for a future season. Like a half NEL where like you guys have to choose who, but one of you just keeps running the race alone.
Nah, that would be terrible.
I would watch that.
That'd ruin the integrity of the show. It's all about running in a pair. I mean, that's the whole premise of the show.
Okay, well they've done seasons that weren't pairs where they did like groups of four. So I don't want to hear about the whole show is based on pairs.
But it's never based on a solo adventure. There's always been that dynamic of working together.
Nah.
That, for those of you that don't know, that's what Bruce says when he doesn't have a comeback.
I don't have a comeback, but you didn't change my mind either. So I don't feel like I lost.
But I made a point that you have no response to.
Yeah, but you didn't change my opinion. If you're gonna win, you have to change my opinion.
Well, then nobody's ever going to win against you because you're the most stubborn person I know.
I'm undefeated.
No, I don't think that. I don't think your opinion changing is the standard for making a good argument.
Well, maybe, maybe not. But in discussing good arguments, you did not change my opinion that my opinion isn't the important part. Therefore, I won that one too.
I think you I think this proves it when you tagged me in an Instagram post the other day
I
that
was
says,
just gonna
"I'm
mention this.
so yeah." You could tell me the color, or I could believe the color of the grass is purple as long as it pisses you off, is what you said, and you tagged, or like is what it said, and you tagged me in it.
Uh-huh.
That's just proving this point even more.
That last
It,
part,
you
yeah,
it
for
doesn't
sure.
even have to what?
Definitely that last part where I'm like applied the same argument logic to the discussion about argument logic. That was just to annoy you.
Yeah,
You missed this last
I'm
week.
aware. Well, that's your fault. Oh yeah, we never really addressed that. Sorry that we missed a week here. Bruce thought that he needed to go on vacation or something.
Yeah, I was driving across the Midwest through a bunch of rain. That's not fun.
Hey, that was your choice.
No, and I normally don't mind driving behind trucks because, like, driving 5 hours across the same highway, you see a lot of trucks. But when it's raining hard enough, the big trucks have this giant train of mist behind them, which is not fun to drive.
Yeah,
So I was doing a lot of passing too.
that's fair. Did you feel like an NASCAR driver?
No, I just didn't want to be driving in rain. That's all. Which I normally don't mind, but I was in areas I wasn't familiar with. So,
That's fair.
of course it is. I said it.
That is not the standard for what's fair either.
Well, maybe.
All right, so to dive into this episode, um, gosh, season one's so weird compared to what we're used to. Anyway,
I'm kind of here
um,
for it, honestly.
it hurts me. But I'll talk about that more later. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we have to find Songway Museum. It's only 100 yards away, um, but there's no route markers to get there, and no one outside of Songway knows about it. So, like, your drivers have no idea where Songway Museum is, and it's kind of chaotic.
This is so funny. I love this.
It's evil.
It's
Uh,
so
and
simple, but that it's so vague that it becomes complicated really quickly. I love
exactly. And Rob and Brennan decide to wait for Frank and Margarita and Joe and Bill, Guido, so that they can all go together. And their kind of thought is if we work together, we're going to stay in the lead. I like the strategy, but for a different reason. Kind of the opposite. I think Dan and Jordan said it in season 16. Um, I don't want to be at I don't want to be at the back of the pack alone.
Yeah.
I always want to be with other people. So at any point of this race, I don't want to be alone
Because
unless I'm in first place. But
if you're alone, for all you know, everyone else could have finished an hour ago. If there's other teams with you, you're guaranteed at least a foot race to the finish, Matt. And if Bill and
exactly,
Joe
I
are one
don't
of those teams and you're Rob and Brendan, you're likely to win that foot race.
correct.
Just they're
And
just
so
so much
like
older than you. So
I get like looking a little bit later in the episode, I get like Team Guido who knows Paris being like, I'm right, we're gonna just go out on our own. But almost every other situation, especially in a race around the world where I don't know where I am, like I might know where I am, like I know Paris, like what Paris is, but I don't know anything about it. I would rather, I would almost always rather travel with other groups
Paris is in Texas.
and Illinois and Missouri and France.
And we went to
Um,
all of them this week. We went to all the Parises at the same time. We just sent
that's
each
crazy
people to
work.
a different Paris.
That's crazy work. And anyway, these three teams, we see them make a final three pack. Did not last long, but they made one. Which is a much different tune for Frank now, who um, isn't really having a problem running with these guys. And in the first episode we watched, Frank was losing his shit because he wasn't in first place. Um, Margarita told everybody she thought she remembered seeing a sign for the Songway Museum. Obviously, she did not, by the way. There are no signs for the Songway Museum. Um, and so they drive off. And I mean, it doesn't really end up having that big of an impact, but it definitely slows them down some. We get some other confessionals here. Pat tells us that, um, or Brenda tells us that Pat introduced Brenda to Brenda's husband. Um, I guess I was the last of the confessionals. As the next thing we see, we get this where we realize that Margarita actually never saw a sign for the Songway Museum, and Frank says that he would like to punch her in the head. He doesn't do it, but he would
can't
like to.
you can't say that though. I mean, maybe you could in 2001, but you can't say that.
Yeah,
I feel like even in
exactly.
2001, like
So
a man saying
then,
that to a woman was a very bad thing to say. I don't know.
right,
I was like one at the time, so maybe it was a.
but Bruce, as a 1-year-old, was actually telling every woman that he ever met that he wanted to punch them in the head.
Yeah, but I was
Um,
a baby, so they barely would have felt it. Like
yeah, they
babies
would have
are
thought it was
cute. You
cute at
can't
that
stay
point.
mad at a baby.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
I'm still cute, but you can't stay
But
mad at me.
Margarita,
Delay is
we're gonna leave that one alone.
the delay is
Um,
great because you started a sentence and then you heard what I said and your face just broke for a second.
yeah. Anyway, Margarita realized after looking back at the clue that it was stop it. Blech. Okay, no. that they probably have to go all the way back to Songway. And so they do that. And once you get to the museum, are you crying?
Yes.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Once they get back to Songway and it's museum time, we have a detour. Do you want to tell us about this specific detour near or far, Bruce?
Yeah, so whichever one you choose, and by the way, I think we're choosing far, you and me, is you have to photograph, you not have to, you get to photograph wild animals.
No, we're not choosing far.
You kidding? One that's
We're
easy.
not choosing far.
Yes, we are. One that's easy to find versus three that are hard to find. Do the math. Anyway, you
90 kilometers away.
okay, and you get it done quicker. But let me describe them first. You get to photograph wild animals, and you either get one that's closer, but you have to photograph three wild animals that are really hard to find, or you go a bit farther away and you have to take a picture of one giant elephant that's easy to find. We're getting one of these done a lot quicker than the other.
90 kilometers away.
Yeah, but the people
I
that do near are going to have
did
to
the far
redo it because they're hard to find.
because not a good option.
I no, we're choosing far. Stop being stupid.
Okay, that was you're frozen and that was completely broken up. I have no idea what you just said.
Oh, I said one easy to find. You're going to get done quicker even with the distance than three hard to find.
But the 90 kilometers is still a thing.
It's a thing, but still like you're likely going to have to redo the near anyway. So that makes up time. Oh, he's frozen now. No, he's not.
I'm frozen.
You were for a
Okay,
second.
but it might okay. It might make up time, but I don't think it makes up enough time.
I see. I just think the job would be so much easier looking for one elephant than three things that are hard to find.
And what defines hard to find? Because it didn't seem like and these people had that hard of a time finding these.
I don't know. I made my decision and decided to plant my flag in it when he described the detours, not when I was watching them do it. And I just decided I was going to stick to it no matter what. What you're
And
saying
I'm doing the
honestly
same
makes
thing.
sense. It's just a preference thing. I'd probably give in and go with the one you wanted if we were actually doing it, but for our show's sake, it's good to have differing viewpoints. So I'm digging my heels in on
Hmm.
this.
And I will too.
I see what you're saying though, and hopefully what I'm saying makes sense too.
No, I hear what you're saying. I just don't think it's worth I just
I
disagree.
also think you're overrating how far 90 kilometers is.
How far do you think 90 kilometers is?
Give
No,
me.
don't look it up. I'm about to look it up. How far do you think it is?
Oh, that's about 55.9234 miles if I had to guess. So maybe that is a lot.
Exactly. 55 miles.
But you're not walking it, are you?
No, you're not walking it.
Yeah, so if you drive 60 miles an hour, you'll be there in under an hour.
Yeah. I don't think it took an hour to find these animals.
I want to do
It,
either. Honestly, I'd enjoy doing both of these. I just want to look at the cool animals. Nancy
fair.
was like right up close with a rhino at one point. That's awesome.
Yeah, I thought she was gonna get murked by a rhino.
This was so much fun. I love both of these challenges.
Well, it's basically the same challenge.
Yeah.
Um, which is an interesting way that they used to do like a detour. Like now it's two separate things. Back then it's two uh basically the same task, but in increasing like difficulty and variance.
Yeah.
We also found out evidently there's a fast forward on every single leg.
This could be fun. There,
I don't like that.
what if a diff? What if like the first 3 weeks a different person gets it, and then on week 4 they all try to use it?
No, no, no. You don't. That's not how a fast forward works.
Oh, you can't save it. That's
You
right.
get a fast forward and it's that leg. Yeah.
You should be able to save it.
You're thinking of like what do you call those? What I can't even think. No, the one that you get to just skip one task.
I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember the name.
Yeah. Um anyway, this legs fast forward. I don't okay, I'll say I don't like fast forward every leg. It's not that compelling, and I think that especially when we get down to littler numbers, the impact of that is going to be annoyingly large.
Yeah.
Anyway, this fast forward is beyond the rapids in the Zambezi River, and Pat and Brenda go for it and find it and get the fast forward. So all the way at the 13-minute mark in this episode, we find out that the pit stop of this leg of the race will be at the Arc de Triomphe in Paris, France.
Yes.
Um, which I do want to speak to this is they're also doing another thing really weird here is we're doing tasks and then switching countries.
Yeah.
Usually the format of a single leg is once you leave the pit start, you're leaving the country.
Yeah.
And then you do all your tasks in the new country. So this is like a different, and I don't mind this. It's just weird in uh, comparison.
Yeah. It's different.
Hmm. Anyway, once you complete your near or far detour task, um, well, I guess really it's just near because nobody did far. Once you complete that task, they have to go to this town that I didn't write down, where the chief of the village is greeting you with the traditional tribal ceremony, and then you present your photos that you found to him. And once you do that, they give you a small Eiffel Tower replica that is basically telling you that you need to go to Paris to the Eiffel Tower.
Makuni Village.
Um, what is it?
Makuni Village.
Makuni Village. Thank you.
And also, I had a really stupid thought watching this. Vegas has a replica
Okay.
of the Eiffel Tower, and I just had this funny thought in my head of some team being dumb enough to get on a flight to Vegas while everyone else was going to France. It's not realistic, but that'd be really funny.
I agree. I mean, it might be realistic if it was you on the race.
Not to be mean, but that seems like Paul would be the most likely if I had to pick someone. But these people are all too smart for that.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, I don't know. Maybe Kim and Leslie.
Maybe.
But I just gotta say this editing doesn't explain anything, and it's driving me nuts.
Yeah,
Like I had no idea we were going. Like we didn't necessarily like see much with this Eiffel Tower being given out and stuff like that, and all of a sudden I just see one. It was so random. I was like, I don't know. It didn't feel like it was explaining out what was happening. And then we have a nightmare at the Johannesburg airport. Um, where Phil explains to us, Mr. Phil explains to us that finding a flight from Johannesburg to Paris at short notice is extremely difficult. We see Pat and Brenda breaking down because this airport quoted them a price, cost them tickets, and then screwed them over. We see Annie freaking out because Leslie was booking 4 tickets and said that Amy wasn't with her, which was just the truth. And Amy got pissed. Um, we have the Guidos on their flight finding out that Rob and Brennan have never left the country. And so they say this is the end of our alliance because how are they going to help us? Which is fair.
Yeah, it's a bit,
Um,
but yeah, it's fair.
but the Guidos, we find out that they spent 2 years in Paris. So they're going to leave everybody behind and go do their own thing, which is probably smart if you have that much experience. It's like um, Ricky and Cesar, except Ricky and Cesar's whole season was in South America, pretty much. That'd be like if whole season one was in Paris or in France
Yeah,
for the Guidos. Um. Anyway, Pat and Brenda, first place.
good for
Uh,
them.
but everybody else has to go to the Eiffel Tower. And once they get to the Eiffel Tower, they open a roadblock. Do you want to explain this roadblock?
Yeah, this roadblock is fun. So what you do is you take the stairs up to the second level of the Eiffel Tower, and you use the telescope binocular thingy to search the city skyline for which monument has the route marker flag on top. And as Kevin mentioned, that is the Arc de Triomphe.
Yeah. And the people that do this are Bill, Brennan, Kevin, Lenny, Frank, Paul, Kim, Emily, and I assume Dave, but I don't know because once again, the editing never once showed Dave and Margareta doing the roadblock.
I forgot they were there until they finished, honestly.
Yeah, didn't show them at all. And now that I think about it, I don't really recall seeing them do um, anything except for looking for the museum of Song Way. That's the last thing I remember before we see them check in. Um, we see Kevin on his climb up stairs in the Eiffel Tower. Bro needs like oxygen or something. He can't breathe well. And I noticed here, Drew has an earring. Did you notice that?
No. Interesting.
Yeah, at least one. It's a stud. I only saw one ear, so I don't know if he has multiple or not. But and then we see Lenny. He came back down and just said he didn't see anything. Like, what's going through your head?
Yeah,
Like,
poor Karen.
I don't understand. And then he goes back up and he just sees a monument. And so thinks that it has to be Notre Dame because it's the first thing he saw. And they went all the way there and then had to go back. It was a mess. We also see Leslie and Kim jump in front of the taxi line and bribe the taxi driver to kick Paul and Amy out of their own taxi to get into it and take them.
Crazy work.
So Amy said, "You're a fat bitch," and I kind of get it.
Yeah.
Wasn't it still wasn't nice, but I understand.
Seeing how people talk in 2001 compared to just how people talk now is so funny
Hmm.
because people are just a lot more like afraid of not wanting to hurt each other's feelings now. Like, even this is not something that you'd likely hear these days, but back then was commonplace.
Right. And after this, Paul threatens to leave. And then he goes up to the Eiffel Tower. He gets pissed off, flings the telescope around 100 times, and kicks the wall and says he's going to quit. He doesn't quit, but he says he's going to. We see Leslie and Kim just automatically ride an elevator to the top of the Eiffel Tower looking for the flags that are on the ground.
Yeah.
And then we see this first group of racers come into the finish line. Guido's come in second, and Bill jumps on the mat and falls down, which was funny. Robin Brennan finished third. Frank and Margarita finished fourth. And I noticed here, Frank isn't even pissed off that he didn't get first. I'm impressed.
There you go. Good for Frank. He's growing on me already.
Yes. We see a lot of Lenny and Karen fighting here, and Lenny is biting his tongue very well. I'm kind of impressed with that. Um, but Kevin and Drew finish in fifth place. David and Margareta in sixth. Paul and Amy in seventh. Uh, and Emily helps Lenny here. And otherwise, Lenny and Karen probably would have been going home here. But Emily and Nancy finishes team eight. Lenny and Karen finishes team nine. Once again, Kim and Leslie try to go all the way to the top of somewhere that they don't need to go to the top of. And they finish in 10th. They're eliminated. Bruce, why are you on Instagram right now?
I saw that you had sent me something. I just noticed the
That was a
notification.
long time ago.
I know I missed the notification earlier. So I just opened it to like your message and then closed the app again.
Get off your phone.
My notes are on my phone.
Anyway, Kim and Leslie are eliminated here. Uh, and that's all the notes I have from the episode. I'm the first one to lose a team.
Yay.
Do you have any thoughts before we go in about the episode before we go into power rankings?
Just that Lenny's kind of a doofus for the task is go up and look for the flag on one of the monuments. And he goes up and looks and comes back down with the conclusion of it's not there. I didn't see it. Well,
Yep.
keep looking. If they
I
told
agree.
you to look, it's gonna be there. Why are you coming back down just to tell us you didn't find it? You're wasting time.
I do have another note.
I just don't know what he was doing there.
Yeah, I agree. The the end of the race felt so rushed.
Yeah,
Like the editing is really so weird.
we didn't get 2 minutes of dead air this week, though.
No, but you had 2 minutes of my confusion.
No, but they're still learning.
Collectively,
I'm hoping by the end of the season this
right,
is better because we at least had noise
right.
people talking the whole episode this week. We didn't have that last week.
True. All right, power rankings. Who you got at 9?
Between them finishing low and arguing, and one of them just not knowing how challenges work, I have Lenny and Karen here. They're kind of a mess.
I also have Lenny and Karen here. I don't trust that Lenny knows what he's doing. I think Karen's kind of rude to him. So between those things, like I felt like Lenny handled himself to Karen well. I didn't
Yeah,
like Karen. I mean, I didn't like Lenny's roadblock strategy.
it's not there. I know
Who do
they
you have at 8?
there, but it's not there.
Yeah. Who do you have at 8?
At 8, I know nothing about these people. Dave and Margareta. We've
I
seen
did the
like
same thing.
between 2 episodes, we've seen like 2 seconds of them.
I know one thing about them. They're old.
I also, because we didn't see any of them, I forgot they existed. So the like surprise of the name thing happened to me again when they finished. I'm like, wait, I thought Margarita already finished earlier. Oh, right, there's two of them. I had that whole thing all over again because I forgot these people existed for most of the episode until they finished.
For real.
And then
What about
it's
7?
still annoying that there's two of them that similar.
Mm-hmm. What about 7?
This is where I'm going to differ a little bit from finishing order because this team was not the next in finishing order, but good Lord, they can't get along. And one of them throws a tantrum every time something doesn't go his way slightly. So I have Paul and Amy here.
I'm I mean, you already differed from finishing order with Dave and Margareta, but
No, Dave and Margareta were 8.
no, they were 6th.
And then I have it written down wrong. I have them at 8. Okay.
Nancy and Emily were at 8.
I have them at 7.
Paul and Amy were at 7.
And I have them at 6.
Well, Dave and Margareta were 6th.
Interesting. Okay.
I also had Paul and Amy here though. Um, Paul drives me nuts.
So like, and we reference this team a lot for some reason, but like at the end of season 7, Ron and Kelly were bickering so much, and they had started the season getting along, and it slowly deteriorated to that point. These two are already at that point in that level of arguing. Like
Yeah,
they're gonna,
it's just
if they're around a while, they're gonna be insufferable. Mostly him.
nobody's as insufferable as Kelly. Um,
No, but like Paul threatening to quit every 3 seconds, kicking the Eiffel Tower because he's bad with binoculars. I just hold on. He's annoying so far.
I agree. Who you got at 6?
At 6, this is where I'm rolling with Nancy and Emily. They improved a bit this week, I think. I don't remember all the finishing last week. I think they were near the bottom last week. They're still not great though. Nancy got to stand super close to a rhino, and I'm kind of jealous of that, but
I also had Nancy and Emily here. I don't think we can put them any higher. They finished in 8th, third to last. But I think they're better than the 3 teams below them, or at least I want them to be. So here we are.
I'm looking at Wikipedia for the results, and it does have Dave and Margareta 8th for leg 2. So I think I had the right order.
No, no, I promise. Go back and watch it.
I'm looking at the results right now.
Go back and watch it. I promise that it happened that way.
Okay, well, I'm looking at results, and you're going off of memory. So I'm going to go with my thing.
No, I wrote it down as it happened.
I know, and I'm looking at it, bro. I don't know what you want me to tell you. It
I'm
doesn't
literally
matter.
going to
It's
pull up
irrelevant. It
Paramount
happened 20
Plus.
years ago. Let's move on.
This is going to bug me.
I'm literally looking at the Wikipedia right now.
Yeah, I'm pulling up Paramount Plus. Keep going. Who you got at 5th?
5th, they were a lot better this week. I have Kevin and Drew.
I do too.
They were second to last, I think, last week, and they're a lot better this week.
Oh wait, here we are. David and Margareta coming in.
Yeah. I don't know where that little cute couple that hates our guts are. But yeah, there's no reason to run. But the sooner we get there, our 12 hours start.
Okay. Kevin and Drew. I also had Kevin and Drew. Wait,
It's getting better. Yeah, right. Right there. There's a tunnel over there to it. Hey, worse.
Kevin and Drew. I think that they will be better.
Yeah.
I literally just saw Paul and Amy seventh. Hang on. It's happening right now. Okay.
There's enemies.
Aha. Wikipedia is wrong.
Interesting. They normally fix factual errors like that.
There's an underneath.
Here, let's see.
I haven't had this issue with
I'm
like double checking finishes with them before.
and that's just a black screen because it never mind. Don't look at what I just sent you.
Oh, I've tried
Because that
screenshotting
was just a
them.
black screen because
Well, if I'm wrong, I apologize.
does it,
I've never had that issue. I like Wikipedia is what I normally double check results with. I've
okay.
never had this issue before.
Let me why can't where's my okay. Can you
Let's see. What does Google AI
see
do?
my screen? Can you
Google
see my
AI
screen?
agrees with you.
Can you see my screen?
Let me pull Zoom back up. Yeah.
Okay, here. Let me go back 10 seconds.
I want to go up to the top of the rock.
Hmm. Well,
In Paris, round number 6.
There's
screw
an
you,
underneath
Wikipedia.
something.
What?
I said, screw you, Wikipedia. It made me fuss at my friend.
Yeah.
To be
I
fair,
was
through all of these rewatches we've done, if I miss a placement, that's what I go check. And I've never had this issue of it being wrong before. So I don't think
right.
I was dumb for digging my heels in there. But yeah, Wikipedia kind of betrayed me there.
I'm sorry I took that amount of time to do that, but
Well,
I
I'm
I
sorry I
I was
yelled at you when
very
I was
confident.
I'm sorry I yelled at you when I was wrong. But I was also confident because I was using a source that, yes, is sketchy, but usually fixes factual errors. So
Mhm.
you can't use Wikipedia for like research papers, but for stuff like this, it's pretty reliable usually. At least I thought.
Right. I was just like, there's no way I wrote this down wrong. I just watched it like 10 seconds ago.
Dang it, screw you, Wikipedia. You made me yell at my friend. Not yell, but fuss. Where were we? 4?
For yeah, because I had Kevin and Drew at 5 as well. We have the same thing so far.
They won the leg, but this was because of a fast forward. So Pat and Brenda land here.
I agree. I had the same thing. I am over this fast forward stuff anyway. I feel like it's too much.
I'm
There
curious.
should be two.
I'm
There
curious.
should be like 2 a season.
I'm curious if this is going to continue, or if there was 2 for the season and now we're done, or if it'll
Well,
stop.
having them as the first, the the way that they like said it, it sounded like Phil said that there's one fast forward available per leg.
Well, that makes ranking them a lot weirder.
I think it's stupid.
Yeah, it should.
And they're not hard.
It should be. It should very clearly be they give out a save every leg.
No,
Yeah, that'd suck too. I just wanted to see what you.
worse. All right, who you got at 3?
Frank and Margarita. They're good. They're solid. Frank, no, yeah, Frank kept his cool this week. There's 2 teams better than them.
I agree. I had the same thing. I think we had the same list.
I think so. Do you have Robin Brennan at 2
Who you
also?
got at 2?
Oh, well,
Yep, and Guido's are number 1.
Yeah, well, to be fair, it helps when you're racing in a city you lived in for multiple years.
I
Like,
agree.
of course, they're
Um,
going to do better than everyone else.
well, to be fair, not that much of this leg happened in Paris.
True, true. But yeah,
Like literally the only thing that happened in Paris was you had to find you had to find a flag. So it's not like his knowledge helped him. He still had to search around and find the flag.
true.
So I mean, of course it helped with like navigation, but they also didn't drive anywhere in Paris. They took cabs.
Yeah, that's true.
So did it really help him that much?
I'm not sure.
I could see the next leg helping him more.
Yeah, guess we'll find out.
Yeah. Well, this was a good episode. Make sure to check out all of our other Reality Realm coverage. One of these days, we'll be back with Roundtable Talk. Uh, I don't know when. Same thing with New Generation Challenge Podcast, but Survivor 50 is still going strong over at Tribal Council Chat. So make sure to check them out. Um, check us out on all of our social media: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Find us wherever you social your media. And buy our stuff on the Redbubble merch store as well. And with all of that being said, the for you. Good luck.
Travel safe.
Go.
Go.